Hey guys, hi and welcome to the video. Today in this video, I would like to introduce a special guest today. His name is Sai. He's from India and he moved from civil engineering to computer science. Let's know and talk with Sai about his journey, how he made it to software and how hard or how difficult it was to do this transition. Because I should have planned this pretty well, but due to the time difference, it was a little hard for me to do that. But thank you so much for joining in today. So please, if you could tell me a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself, but that would be nice.
Hi, I am Sai Krishna from India. I recently graduated with a bachelor's degree from National Institute of Technology, Raipur. Coming to my background, I did my graduation in civil engineering, and I took a switch from civil engineering to software industry. And it's really nice to meet you in person, Saumil.
Thanks a lot, man. I mean, it's nice to meet you as well.
I used to watch your videos a lot. Recently, I started following you from those videos from Django and Docker.
Oh, thank you so much, man. I'm glad it helped you, man. So I just want to know a little bit about your transition and the reason also. Your story might motivate a lot more people who are facing problems. Because even I was from an electrical and electronics, and I decided to shift to computers. So I would like to ask you a couple of questions. So what made you switch? What made you that decision that you decided to go to computers from civil engineering? What was that point when you said, okay, I have to go to computers?
I'm not sure about this decision at first, because it was like when I was in sixth semester, I started knowing about this career transition thing. So in our college, we don't have that many opportunities for civil engineering, and I understood, and I'm not doing that great in civil engineering. So I tried to explore many more things, like graphic designing and programming. I tried so many things, and I really liked programming, and it's really nice, problem solving, and using those libraries to do something. I really like that thing. So I made a risky decision, and I gave it like some time, like 6 months, to learn so many things.
6 months.
And 6 months to 1 year, I took like continuous. I did some courses, and then I got really confident in myself. I got confidence, and I took a switch.
That's nice. So, I mean, what were the resources that you essentially were referring to? Because a lot of people, when they start, I mean, including me as well, people told me learn C Sharp, learn Java. I mean, I don't know where to do. So, which was one language that you started with and you went into like, okay, here's what I need to do?
I have no guidance. In that comment also I mentioned, if you remember, I didn't took any guidance from anyone. Even now, I didn't took anyone's help, like relatives or brothers. I never took anyone's help. So I gathered all that knowledge from various online resources, from various blogs, and I can share them with you.
Of course.
So coming to free resources, I started with CS50.
CS50, all right. Yes, I think this is on edX, right? This course is?
Yeah, this one is in edX. One of the best course, and I'm recommending this course to many of my juniors and people who are starting. And we have another course. You asked me about my programming language. I started with Python.
Was there a reason you started with Python? Is there a reason why you started with Python? I mean,
so one more reason why I took so there is one reason why I started programming. So when I was in sixth semester, I started looking at projects, civil engineering. I wanted to do some good civil engineering project, and I did some research online. And on YouTube, I found this project on OpenCV. It's a smart transport management system, something.
Right,
It
right.
keeps track of all vehicles. I don't know how to do that. I have no programming experience before, but I did some online research and found some TensorFlow documentation on
Mm-hmm.
object detection model.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to implement that myself on my computer for like 2 to 3 days, but got some errors and I stopped it in middle.
All right.
It's hard. I was not able to understand what that error means. I retried them, but I was not able to succeed. So I started. I understood that I need to learn Python first. Um, yeah, that's how it started. So yeah.
That's nice, man. That's really impressive. So, how did you overcome those down moments? Because as an engineer, even when I used to learn something, when you don't get something, you get frustrated pretty often, and you're like, "What the hell, man?" So, how did you overcome those moments, and how did you keep going? What was your motivation behind that?
Um, yeah. Yeah, at beginning you will not you'll find difficulty in doing small programs like prime number program or even odd number program, or even using some creating some basic programs. You'll find it's so difficult. Uh, but I don't know, but I got really motivated at that time, and even if I got errors, I did not stop. But one thing is at every stage you will get some motivation from seeing other people like you. I watch your videos and got really inspired. So I used to watch some motivation videos from like Brad Traversy. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
him?
Mm-hmm. I used to
Uh,
watch Sandeep Maheshwari. I mean, I still watch him, but
okay.
yeah.
Brad Traversy is not like Sandeep Maheshwari, but he's a programmer. He
All right.
started from doing some freelance projects, and he's slowly made a switch. So he used to share some of his stories in some videos. So um, and we have many other people like Dennis Ivy or many other people on YouTube who
Mm-hmm.
uh, started with like no programming experience and they got like really good at
I
what they're
see.
doing.
I see.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, what's your usually a routine like? Because I know it must be hard because you were a student at the
Yeah.
university. So I know because I did my bachelor's in India. So I know the amount of assignments and it's just ridiculous. Like you have so many assignments to do and you just have to write. I completely understand. So how did you find time to learn computers apart from your assignments and other coursework?
Yeah,
How did you
got it.
manage that?
Um, it, Many people, COVID is a bad time, and many people face so many problems due to COVID. But that's really advantageous for me because I uh,
Nice.
came to home. Yeah, I got so much time. I came home and classes got reduced, and I got so much free time.
Nice.
So I utilized that moment to learn something like a
Mm-hmm.
program. I did
That's
so
true.
many courses. Yeah, and I decided to make a switch. So I used most of my time. Even I used to skip some classes in my curriculum, and I used to take that time for programming, learning programming.
That's nice. That's nice. I mean, yeah, I know it's hard, like managing studies
Yeah,
and
managing
it's just hard. I know.
really hard and
So,
stressful.
how many hours? I mean, out of curiosity, if people wanted to know, like how many hours actually you put into apart from your bachelor's, how many hours you used to do your computer science?
Like apart from bachelor's, I used to do like 8 to 10 hours a day, continuous.
That's a lot. I know. All
Because
right.
I have very less time. I started at the end of my sixth semester, so I had very less time. I had to grab some placement opportunities, or in India we have these placements, so we have to prepare for that. Um, and so
Unfortunately, I also want to share one small thing. When I was back in India, I did my bachelor's and I was a pretty good student. I never had any KTs. I had an aggregate of 7, but in 12th I was not. I mean, I used to go around here and there. So I scored in 10th I had 87%. In 12th I had 52. But in engineering I was an amazing student. I never had any KT. But just because of my 12th standard, I was not allowed to sit for placements for Accenture or TCS, and that kind of bothered me. Like, why? What? Because they have a criteria, right? Minimum 10th and
Yeah.
12th, that many, and then only. I'm like, you're missing so many like good students. I mean,
Yeah.
so that was that's something that bothered me. But eventually,
Here
now when
things.
I look back, things like, I mean, I think it was nice that I didn't get a job there. But yeah, I mean, that's nice. That's
Here
nice.
things are going really weird. Even I don't like some things here. Mainly, we don't have flexibility here, but uh, we can skip that
Oh yeah,
now.
yeah, of course, anytime, anytime. So what's your routine like? What's your day like? Tell me something about your routine. What time do you wake up? What time do you sleep? Are you a morning person?
Currently,
Tea, coffee?
currently I'm working in a company and doing part time, like because I'm freelancing.
Okay, that's
And
nice.
morning I wake up at 7 o'clock,
Oh, okay.
and I get ready and I'll start my training. Right
Right.
now, recently I joined, so I'm having some training sessions. So
That's nice.
I'll join training, and evening up to 6, we have training, and after
Wow.
that, yeah, that's exhaustive.
My
Uh,
God. 6
that's exhausting. Even in other companies like Infosys and other companies, they have like a training session from 8 to 6.
Wow, but I don't understand. Like, if someone is coming from a computer science, why do you need 8 to 10 hours? I mean, you assume that that person is, has a bachelor, he has the knowledge that he needs. Then why do you need to go these amount of rigorous training? Like, is this something like they teach you? I mean,
No,
it's programming, right?
and
At the
yeah, it's programming. They are teaching us some technologies like Java, Oracle SQL, some
But that you learn
Jenkins.
in your bachelor's. I mean, usually, I'm not talking like in general, whoever comes from computer
Yeah,
science,
yeah.
they learn all that. So why again they have to go through all that procedure?
Actually, some people come from other background like me.
I
So
see. That makes
uh,
sense.
hmm. And but I learned some of these technologies before, so I'm using that time for something else like blogging.
Interesting. That's nice. That's nice. That's good to know. So yeah, let's carry on with your day. So you attend your training sessions, I think till 6 o'clock. You said in the evening.
Yeah, in weekdays I
Wow.
don't do much. I don't do many things. Like up to 6 o'clock I do training, and after that I'll take some breaks. And like if I got some time, for 1 or 2 hours I will do some programming.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll work on. I'm recently I started a blog,
That's
and
nice, man. That's really good. I
yeah,
mean, I'm glad. Yeah, if you would like to share your blog details, let me know. Share it with me, and I
yeah.
would like to share
I
with
just
people as well.
wrote that blog just this week. Started this week,
That's nice.
and so it's for creating some awareness in people. Many people are not aware of opportunities, and even I was.
Absolutely.
So I started very late, but that shouldn't happen for others.
Absolutely right. You're right.
And I want to share some learning resources or some tips or guidance like that.
You can talk about this in the video because it's gonna go on the YouTube. So I think a lot of people are gonna watch it. So you might as well just talk about that here.
Yeah, about learning resources.
Yeah, you can talk here. I mean, as you said, one of them was edX CS 550 course, right? Other
Yeah,
things that
yes.
you wanna share?
And we have one resource I can suggest is we have something called as open source computer science degree online. It's trending right now.
Okay.
And if you type that on Google, open source computer science degree, you will find some website links, like one from Forest Knight
Okay.
and one from OSCU.
Okay.
If you go to their websites, they will list all the courses required for getting good at computer science.
Okay, that's nice.
I personally did courses from Forest Knight. So I discovered it late, so I'm not aware of that from before. But after completing, after learning like 6 months, I discovered this Forest Knight, and many of those and I already did
That's
many of
interesting.
those courses. Yeah. You can check that out. You'll find list of courses like on maths, algebra, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, on programming or Java. You will find all courses in a list, and
Mm-hmm.
it's so. Mm, and we have great websites like Code Academy and
Oh yeah, I started there too. I started there as well, Code Academy.
yeah, Code Academy is great. I learned web development from there, React, yeah, and some other technologies.
That's nice. That's nice. It's pretty good,
And
man. So what else would you like to say to the people who are watching, and and any messages that you would like to give? I mean, I know people get demotivated all the time. They start complaining. I came from a middle class family too. I was able to change. I worked a lot hard. I mean, it was not easy for me being, when you come to a different country, cultural shock is one of them. Then you have to. They won't give you jobs that easily. You have to be the good. I mean, and I'm still working. So I want. I mean, and with you too. I mean, you were from civil engineering and now you're moving to software, and you made it, right? I mean, and so what is the message that you would like to give to people who are watching? Anything that you want to say?
yeah, so many people complain about things. So don't complain about them. You have to work hard. And yeah, even I faced so many problems. Like I have no guidance, so I don't know what to do next. But you have to do some online research yourself, and don't lose hope, and be motivated. Look at some motivation videos. You'll get some motivation or self-growth videos. They will help you, and work hard, and don't get discouraged. So even I got motivated, like when after doing it for like 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started doing freelancing.
All right.
So that gave me some motivation, because I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot of things, but I'm not applying it anywhere.
See.
Yeah. So that made me some demotivated. And I started doing freelancing, and freelancing is like a good thing to sharpen up your skills, or to work on real life projects, and that gave me motivation. That gave me some motivation.
I also want to say one more thing. You have been doing great so far, and I mean, I wish you all the best for that. I would also say at the same time, start looking towards, because these are the things I have learned. Nobody taught me, or nobody told me that, hey, follow this path. Once you start making some money on side, let's say on freelancing, X amount, put that X amount, invest that X amount, and make it to X plus Y amount. I think that's the way to go, because that's what I realized recently, because I used to keep my money in the bank, right? Bank don't offer interest. They take your money and make money. Even if you invest in index fund or ETF, that money is gonna grow in 1 year. That's gonna give, let's say 30%. So let's say you put 100, let's say you put 1,000 rupees. 30% of that you'll easily get. The money would multiply. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's something I have learned about investing as well recently. I just wanted to share with everyone and you as well. Something to learn, that's an important skill that I've recently I'm exploring. So.
Right now I am saving my money. I invested in productivity tools at start, but right now I am saving all that money to do masters. I'm planning to have some masters.
Wow, that's amazing. So are you planning to come abroad or do masters in India?
Abroad.
That's amazing, man.
About opportunities, I need to do some research.
Well, anytime if you need help, I'll help you out, because I have been through this process, right? I can provide you exact details, what exam to give, what people to meet, and who are the people who will make fool out of you. There are universities, they want to take money out of you, right? So how to avoid that, and I'll guide you every single thing, whatever resources you need. Just let me know whenever you plan it.
Sure.
So it was really nice talking to Mr. Sai and knowing about his journey. And as you can see, and he himself explained that it was not easy for him to transition from civil engineering to software engineering. He had a lot of problems. He had his downtime, but he did not give up. He kept moving. That's the goal, right? You do not have to get disappointed. You do not have to get discouraged. There would be downtime. There would be moments where you would feel low, but you just have to keep going. There are people, there are resources available for free. You do not have to pay a single dollar or a single rupees for that. It's all about how much hunger or will you have. It's like a saying, right? Life is like a GPS map. If you do not put the destination, you won't get to that path. Once you put the destination, the path is there. You just have to keep walking on that path. With that being said, hope you are motivated. Hope you enjoyed this conversation with Mr. Sai. If you want to get in touch with him, his email address is in the description section below. Send him an email. And if you have any more questions for me, let me know your questions in the comment section, and I would be very happy to assist you. Thank you so much for joining in today. Keep smiling, keep learning, and I will see you guys in the next video.